You're in pain, constant pain, every day. What started as a simple ache turned into pain that never goes away. And one day, you think of doing something drastic, killing yourself. Because at least this way, your family won't have to see you suffer. How can you do it? At home, with your family, peacefully. In this speech, I'll explain to you what physician-assisted suicide is, why it's necessary, some of the benefits, why people don't agree with it, and my personal story. Through this speech, I hope to encourage you to learn more about what physician-assisted suicide is, and I encourage you to believe what I believe, that it's right. Physician-assisted suicide is also known as euthanasia. It's used for patients who have a terminal illness and there's no way out. It's not used for patients who have a terminal illness and it's at the beginning of their illness. It's used for patients where the pain medications that they're on are speeding up their death instead of slowing it down. How it works is that you can either go and stay at home or you can go to the hospital. And when you say your goodbyes to your family members and your friends, and then the doctors give you a shot and you fall asleep peacefully and feel no pain anymore. Some of the benefits include that there will be less patients in hospice that are there for the long term, and families won't have to watch their family members die, which is a huge one. Why is it necessary? Because some people don't have a way out. Some people are sick and it hurts and there's nothing they can do. And some people want to die with dignity instead of letting an illness take them. Why people don't support it? The Supreme Court decision in 1997 said that the majority vote was that it wasn't a right before in law, so it's not going to be a right now. But we've changed laws before. There used to be laws saying that all humans didn't have the right to vote. We've changed that. Why can't we change this? Another reason is that Wesley J. Smith, in a testimony talking about the Netherlands law, says that they've gotten so loose on this law that we would sure follow. But we're a different country. We have diversity that the Netherlands doesn't have. And our laws are harder to change than in the Netherlands. So we can easily have our laws set in stone, while theirs aren't. Professor Leon Kass states that it's against the Hippocratic Oath, but Dr. Philip Mischke says that the Hippocratic Oath has evolved, and it has. So why can't it evolve this time? Another reason that I believe this should happen is my personal story. My dad has Parkinson's disease. It's a degenerative disease that ruins all of your muscles. It's a lack of dopamine in your brain. And what happens is it's what starts out as like simple aches and pains, and you start shaking, turns into death. It's terminal. One of the reasons that I support this so full-heartedly is that my dad wants to do physician-assisted suicide later in life. Parkinson's is a disease that has no cure. The only thing that they can really do is put a deep brain stimulator in your brain and hope your body doesn't reject it, which my father's body has. The machine shocks your brain so it creates more dopamine, and it's supposed to help stop the shaking, but it doesn't really help with the pain. And my dad's on constant pain medications, he's on constant muscle relaxants, and he went from being able to work on printers and lift really heavy things to having to sit in a wheelchair most of the time. And instead of being able to walk around, he's in a wheelchair, and it's really hard to watch him get to that point. I agree with this because I've seen not only my father in pain, that doesn't end. It doesn't stop just because he's taking pain medications. I've also watched many other family members die that have been in pain. I've watched my uncle. He was the 11th person to get his cancer. I've watched him die. I've watched a lot of my other family members die, and it's something that could have been easily prevented had there been a way out. It's one of those things where there's nothing you can do. They're in pain. My uncle was literally a vegetable when he died. He wasn't talking. He wasn't awake most of the time. And if he wasn't there. And so having this way out where he could have just been like, you know what, I don't want you guys to watch me suffer anymore. And he would have just fallen asleep, and it would have been 10 times easier than watching him turn into that. And it's one of those things where it's hard to accept, but you end up accepting it and moving on with your life, because if they make this choice, it's their own. And at least it's not them dying by something else, by something that isn't preventable. They chose this, and it's easier that way. In this speech, I've talked to you about the benefits, what physician-assisted suicide is, why it's necessary, my beliefs, and why people don't believe in it. Webster's dictionary says that physician-assisted suicide is suicide with the help of a doctor. And it is, but it's so much more than that. I hope that through this speech I've motivated you to learn more about it, and I hope I haven't made you cry too much. I hope that you'll want to learn more, and I hope you agree with me that it should be legal. You're in pain. Constant pain every day. It never goes away. And suddenly, you make a choice. You say goodbye to your family members, tell them that you love them before it's too late, and you fall asleep and get the relief you need and deserve.